So Evan, this year we've done a ton of scuba diving. We've been everywhere from diving with great white sharks to scuba diving in the Great Lakes. Let's list off our top dive destinations for this year.
Okay, so number one is West Palm Beach, Florida, which has some amazing reef diving there, as well as shark diving and wreck diving.
It really does. But you know what? My favorite aspect of diving in the West Palm Beach area was the Blackwater dive.
Yeah, blackwater diving sounds really cool. I did not do it, but he did.
Yes. It's great. It's great. I love it. But we're getting in there in about 700 feet of water, about 3 miles offshore at night in the dark. You have no reference to anything. It's super cool. It's all about the tiny little things that kind of bubble up at night, and you're just drifting along with it. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I really like the drift diving in Florida because you can just see so much stuff on one dive, and it's a different experience rather than just going in a big circle.
That's right. We've got the ledges down there to check out. We've got a ton of shipwrecks to check out. I think West Palm Beach diving was fantastic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
All right. So next up on our list, we got diving Lake Michigan outside Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, Lake Michigan has a ton of wrecks. It is only wreck diving, but up there in the lakes, they are very preserved wrecks and very well done.
Yeah, my favorite was the Wells Burt, a wreck that went down in the 1800s and is, like you say, super well preserved. Just the wooden structures there. It's just an amazing wreck site. But then there's also the Mac, which was an artificial reef, and I think the only artificial reef in the area that was intentionally sunk for divers, which was also really cool.
Yeah, they're both really cool wrecks. It's amazing to see just a flat bottom and then this huge wreck that's just incredible to see.
Yeah, but there's so many wrecks down there in Lake Michigan, even closer towards Gary, Indiana, where we left out of. But I don't know. The wreck diving, Lake Michigan, definitely making the top of the list.
Yeah.
All right. So there's roughly like 6,000 wrecks in the Great Lakes, but let's jet over to Port Sanilac, Michigan, and talk about our diving over there in Lake Huron.
Yeah, over there it's also more wreck diving, but it's a little different. It's just has a different feel to it as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of history laying on the bottom of the lake floor there. There's so many wrecks, it's just, unfathomable. And so they've created an actual underwater preserve in the area, and I loved diving them all, but most of them are also memorial sites, so we always kept that in mind.
Yeah, one of them was sunken in a storm and had lost a lot of sailors, but it had a cool history to it, and it was a nice, shallow, easy wreck to dive on.
I think that was the wreck of the Regina. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So absolutely amazing wreck diving in Port Sanilac. So next up on the list was Monito Island down in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it sounded like a cool dive from what you told us.
I know, you got left behind on that one, sorry. But Mona Island is tucked in the Mona Passage between the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, and Monito Island is this little island just off of it. It's an amazing sheer cliff wall that kind of goes down to about 100 feet before it hits the seafloor, and it's just covered with sea life. It's a tough spot to get to. It's only liveaboard diving pretty much. It's because it's a little too far to get out there from Puerto Rico on a day trip, because conditions are also often a little rough. But Monito Island, fantastic. So next up on the list, Evan, this one you were with, Guadalupe Island off the coast of Mexico.
Yeah, diving with the great white sharks was probably my favorite thing to do this year. It's something that's been on the bucket list for a while, and just being there it was incredible.
It absolutely was. So getting in the water with great white sharks, we're cage diving, but the cage is really just a platform so that we can spend literally almost all day in the water with the sharks, just observing them and filming them and watching their behavior. We kind of got to know some of the sharks individually based on their markings and their behavior. It was life-changing, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think we spent over 3 days, a total of 12 hours in the water.
Absolutely, yes. And sometimes we just pop up, get something to eat, drink, boom, right back in the cage.
Yeah, it was incredible service as well. The food was great, and the experience was amazing.
Definitely towards the top of the list here, diving with great white sharks in Guadalupe Island. So just a little bit up north from Guadalupe Island is Catalina Island, and it was also fantastic diving.
Yeah, Catalina Island sounds like a great place to go diving with all its kelp forest and other sea life.
You just didn't make that one again. You know, school gets in the way for you, I know. But I loved diving in the kelp forest there. The boat diving was incredible. We left out of Long Beach, California, all the way over to Catalina. Did 3 dives there. Well, I brought 1 tank. They filled the tank for me repeatedly on the boat. And just getting in the kelp forest, checking out the Garibaldi and all the sea life there was incredible. So Catalina Island, definitely towards the top of the list here.
Yep, and on the top of my to-do list.
All right, well, if we didn't put St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands on the top of our list for this year, I think we'd be remiss. Now, I guess we have to say we're a little biased on this one, mainly because it's our home island and we live here, and it's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. We can do a ton of shore diving, a ton of boat diving, but the diversity of diving here, Evan, is incredible.
Yeah, I think if I didn't live here, it would still be on this list because there is just so much to do. Pier diving, wall diving, shore diving, deep diving.
Absolutely. So St. Croix is certainly on the top of our list, and yes, we're a little biased on that, but you guys have to travel down here and check it out because it's insane diving. But if you guys haven't checked out any of our other videos yet where we actually get underwater and explore the world, definitely check out one of these 2 videos next.
Yeah, and we'll see you underwater.